Hello, coaches. Good afternoon. Welcome you all. After a very long time, resume back our case presentation. So today, I'm going to talk about a 35-year-old female who was suffering with panic attacks and anxiety. So before I start, hope my screen is visible and my voice is audible. Can someone just confirm?
Yes, yes. Yes, of
Oh,
course, we can audible. We are audible.
yes. Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So let's get started. So this is a case of a woman who wanted to actually express a lot of things, but she couldn't express it out. And eventually, where did she land? So that's what we are going to listen. So, unseen scars, unspoken stories, and healing from the inside out. Okay, the story. She is a 35-year-old female, and she is staying in USA. She is blessed with a teenage daughter and her supporting husband. But she came to me with two primary complaints. One is that her gut issue, and another very important thing that is disturbing her life for the past like 2+ years, close to 3 years, I can say, that is the panic attacks. So the panic attacks were such that imagine a woman living in USA. We all know that you hardly get any domestic help. So she hasn't stepped out of her house. Literally, she's been inside the four walls for almost 2+ years. Why? Because if she steps out, she get tremors. Her entire body like feel that tremor. She feel lightheaded. She feel dizzy, and majority of the time she faints also. So her case is like she told me, ma'am, I am actually completely dependent on my daughter or on my husband if I need to go out. And I'm damn sure if I go out, I'm going to faint. And because of this, I haven't stepped out of my house. Right? Very important, very unavoidable situation. Then I go, but eventually I experience the dizziness and I come back. So this was a primary thing. And also she had gut issues, which was like she was experiencing a discomfort, bloating, and she's not able to digest the food in a very comfortable way. Some kind of heaviness was there. So these two were the primary complaints she came with. Um, so the more about the client. So she is basically an engineer, and she is an amazing story writer, and she is amazing to that extent where her one of the story, it won prize in a very popular Tamil magazine, which we call it as Ananda Vigadan. Back then, when she was in her college days, she just like that she wrote and in a playful way, but to a surprise, she won a prize and her story got published in that magazine as well. So such an amazing person who can write a story. And I read a story, and I must really say that the stories are like very much heart touching. And another talent or the skill she has is that she prepares homemade health mixes. And when she was in India, she used to make this, and she was doing a very small business also, and she was getting a very good reputation. But after she went to USA, she couldn't continue it much, though she was trying to prepare the health mixes. Then the COVID stuck, then everything stopped. So she couldn't do anything much. So this is a very first layer of brief about my client. And as I said, she always experienced this dizziness. It's not just whenever she goes out, even when she is in home, when she is in the kitchen, she cannot continuously stand, right? Probably 15, 20 minutes, if she stands, she starts sensing something. Palpitation starts, anxiety starts. And it goes to an extent that she has to lie down for hours together and then she will recover. That too, not fully, but somehow she has to manage. No other go, because in US, she doesn't have any other help. So imagine a woman cooking. She has to send her husband to office, and a daughter has to go to school, And every single day she's going through this phase, every single day. When I asked for the frequency of these attacks, she said like almost 5 to 6 days a week. Imagine how a woman can cope up. And that too, she's been struggling with this for like 2 plus years. And so she went to a lot of neurologists in US. Scans were taken, blood tests were taken, but the diagnosis said everything was normal. So now she was advised to go for the next level of diagnosis. So the neurologist said that we will go for the next level of diagnosis. But this time she took a pause. She said she thought, okay, my body is going through something beyond the machines which couldn't detect. So it is not something physical then that is happening. See, she is experiencing the symptom, and the doctors are able to see that the signs are there. Whatever she's saying, it is not like hallucinated. She is experiencing going through all these things, but they couldn't figure out what it is. So now she took a pause, and then she reached me through my friend. Now she is my fellow coach as well, Mrs. Bhuvaneshwari Saravanan. She is from USA. So she recommended me, she referred me, and she joined me. So then we started going deeper. Okay. And so the two primary concerns were the gut issue and this panic attack and the anxiety. So now when we started looking deeper, okay, so the gut issue started in the year 2021, and this panic attack started somewhere after that. So I have to figure out like what exactly happened in the year 2021. So before that, we have to a little bit go deeper. We will listen to a childhood story. So now at the age of 6, my client's mother expired, like she's dead. And my client has a younger brother who was like 2, 3 year old that time. So both were like very small kids, and they lost their biological mother. And now the father get into that, in-depth shock. He's shattered within. Now he couldn't accept the demise of his partner. He was that was like completely unexpected. And now all the people around him told him that, see, both are like very small kids, you have to remarry. So even though he couldn't do anything, like he's completely in a shock, he agreed and he marries another woman. And now the stepmother steps in into my client's life. So now initially what happens is the stepmother was very good, very kind. Both of them, both her brother and herself was being taken care of really well, until the stepmother got a daughter for herself. So father still trying to cope up with the demise of his first wife. So he started with sleeping pills because he couldn't sleep better. And he was also falling sick very often. So imagine a 7, 8 year old girl looking at a father, and the stepmother's behavior now changes after the daughter was born. And now she's starting to observe or experience the difference in the way she being treated, her brother being treated, and compared to her sibling sister. So she couldn't go tell her father that these things are happening because she was in utmost fear that she don't want to lose her father as well. And my client, imagine like 8 year, 9 year old girl, what she could do? She could do nothing. So she was first doing her studies in a convent school. Then once the sister was born, right, they actually shifted her to a school little bit of less standard. And then when she was like very much particular about a college where she wanted to do her engineering, her stepmother stopped it, and she was made to join a very substandard college. She couldn't take up all these things. And even though all these things happened, still she got a job. She wanted to go for a job. But what has happened is both the father and the mother said that you are going to get married, you are not going to go for a job. Because if you're going to go for a job, then eventually your sister's wedding will get delayed. So you better get married. So there were so many things going on. But life is always kind enough. It will never shut down the doors, all the doors. Now for this girl, her aunt became the motherly figure. That is her father's sister. So now she was like completely with her. The aunt was staying close by her home, so she used to travel there. She used to stay there, and her aunt was telling her, whatever it is, you come and tell me. I am there for you. Don't bother your father because he is already sick. He is already going through a lot of things. So whatever it is, you come and tell me. So she was getting all those pampering and attention, all those stuff. At the age of 10, my client get diagnosed with jaundice. We all know jaundice related with the liver. When we look into holistic aspect, liver is the seat of anger, right? So much of anger pented up that she couldn't express what she wanted to express. Though the aunt was there, but still she wanted to say so many things to her father, but the stepmother was blocking her. She couldn't express her disappointment. She couldn't express whatever she was expecting. Nothing was happening to her in her favor. So eventually, she ended up having jaundice. And from then on, my client has a belief that the liver enzymes are always on the little bit abnormal side. So when we were doing the session, I was asking her, then she was saying that probably my gut issue is because of my liver, because I had so and so episode of jaundice, and this is what I believe. So I guess from then on, my liver never healed. That was her belief. So I have to work on her liver also, uh, precisely on her anger emotions. And then another session, she told me that her husband told her once that she is crying while sleeping, and she was doing this for so many days, weeks. One day he literally went and told her that, why are you crying during your sleep, which she was never ever aware until her husband told her. So she told me that, I don't know why I'm crying, but this is what my husband was saying. Even that has to be addressed. I said, okay. Now, the biggest thing, as I said, 2021, her gut issue started. Now, 2021, what happens is her aunt passes away. And we all know that that was the pandemic time, and she was staying in a different city, and her aunt was in a different city. She was in India at that time, and she wasn't allowed to go see her aunt for the last time and say a final bye. She wasn't allowed. Imagine a motherly figure. She is no more and she wants to go travel. But the in laws family stopping her. Why? Because her sister in law delivered a baby and they don't want to take any risk. And this part of her life, she couldn't digest at all. She couldn't process it. And that is when she started developing this digestive problem. Okay, everything got settled in her digestive system, and the gut issue starts from then on. The story doesn't stop here. What really made her uh, feel very bad is that the uncle, that is aunt's husband, and the cousins, they all thought that, okay, now she is married and she is settled, so she look at her behavior. She didn't even come to the final this thing of their mother. The uncle thought she didn't even turn up for his wife's thing. So she couldn't tolerate that. That also she came to know through some of her relatives. And she was trying to connect with her uncle, connect with the cousin. None of them picked up the call. What say I can say, like almost like until she reached me. Till then, from 2021, she had no connect. She couldn't talk to them. She was holding all these things. So all these things was there inside her, and obviously these things will not be detected by the technology, by the machines. Only a human can understand the emotion. So now she came to me, and we started with some certain interventions. So basically, coming to the 7 areas of life, physical health was completely imbalanced with all these tremors, anxiety, panic attacks, and gut issue under the all. And why this all happened? Because her personal health, that is the relationship she was having with people around her, wasn't that good. And whoever showed some love to her, she felt like they're all like taken away by the God. So she never had a very good relationship. she is a person who would love to socialize, but because of all these issues started happening, she became very much concerned whether if I go talk to them, what will they think, how will they judge? And slowly things started coming to zero. Like she could hardly go out, especially after this episodes of panic attacks. And vocational health, now being a homemaker, she always had a dream of being an story writer. She really wanted to publish so many of her works, and she wanted to do something like an entrepreneur, wanted to sell some health mixes. Nothing was happening. So financially she was dependent. Vocation, she never had a say. So everything was interlinked, and everything we have to start working. So then I started with uh, interventions. So coming to the dietary part, I was actually focusing on our gut health, obviously, and I was focusing on the prebiotics, the probiotics, and magnesium. I was really focusing on, because we all know magnesium is an anti-stress nutrient. So I was working on that. Vitamin D was less, so started with vitamin D supplement, and basically a very well balanced diet. That was I was focusing. Week by week we started doing it. And along with that, I told her your health mixers is going to really help you out. So start with your health mixer, start preparing it, and start it for you and for your daughter as well. So she was also concerned about her daughter's health. So you start it for yourself. That first thing was opening for her. She said, like, it's been like years together. I did that mix and it really came out well. So yes, I'm starting it with that. I said, okay. And then we started with the holistic tools. Like the first thing ever I wanted to do is I wanted her to put things on paper. She said, like, it's been years I held the pen and paper. Now that itself was hitting me hard, and it was the key factor. So I felt that she has to put things on paper. So I said, you are anyway, you are a very good story writer. So you can put things, but don't exaggerate. Whatever has happened, you just put it on the paper, and now tell what exactly you wanted to say. Back then you didn't have an opportunity to say, but now consider this as a second chance for you. Go back, relive those moments, and then exactly narrate what had happened and what exactly you missed saying. Put it on the paper. Now why this is important is that, see, your brain doesn't know whether you are going through something, is it in imagination or in reality. All that it understands is you're going through something. So now I told her, now you are going to give the brain that satisfaction that, yes, I have expressed my thoughts. So put those things on the paper. So she started putting it on and she started releasing it. Things started becoming better. Now coming back, I have to really work on her inner child. Why? Because lost her mother at the age of 6 and she's crying while sleeping. And there were so many things is connected in her childhood days. So now what I did is, we have to do some inner child healing. So I have a YouTube video. So I gave her that inner child video. I myself have done for myself. So I gave it to her. I told her this is how it is going to be. Now do it. Then I asked her, how was your inner child? What was she doing? She said, my inner child is sitting in a very corner and she's crying like anything. And she said, like, now what am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Then I said, okay, you have a daughter. If your daughter is crying, so how would you go console her? How would you make her talk? How would you make her comfortable? So give that time and space. So we started repeating that inner child healing, that video, and she started doing it. And there was progress started happening. And whenever she was experiencing that anxiety, that panic attack, we started with breath work also. So slowly, things were like gradually improving. And then I asked her to write gratitude, count your blessings. So the very important thing was, like, she is thinking that everybody had a choice and I was the victim. Okay. So I asked a few very important questions to her, like, um, so is that the people who did it to you, you're holding against, or is that you're holding against yourself that you didn't stand up for yourself? How could you be so stupid or so idiot that I didn't even talk for myself? Which anger is more? She said, second one. And I said, see, now you're 35-year-old. back then you were very young, even for that matter, even after the marriage, like you were in your 20s. Is that making any fair choice that 35-year-old you judging the 20-year-old you? See, every year we keep evolving. We have a different level of maturity. We have a different level of consciousness coming in. And back then you did something. Don't you think that whatever you did something at that age, was it your best? Or knowingly you underplayed it, you didn't do your best? She said, no, I did whatever the best that way. Yeah, that's it. Now you have to accept that this is me, this was me at the age of that time. Now I have grown up. Now I'm thinking in a different way. Now it doesn't make any logical sense or any fair sense that me judging that 20-year-old or the 10-year-old that time I couldn't talk for myself. She started understanding and she started putting in, and eventually she was writing so much of unposted letters, forgiveness. And after years together, the aunt, who was the motherly figure, and the uncle was very close, he called her up one day. She doing nothing, she made no attempt to connect with them, but he called her one day and he said, that's okay dear, I can understand, that's absolutely fine. You could have again tried calling us, but any which ways we didn't attend your call, sorry for that. Now on we will be having, we will be in touch. So that was the first breakthrough she was experiencing. And the panic attacks episodes, session by session, it started dropping. So it became like 3 days in a week, and then it became like 1 or 2 weeks, 1 or 2 days in a week. And 3 months got over by then, but then she said like I would like to extend, so we did extra 6 sessions. And at the end of 6 sessions, she was completely out of the panic attack, anxiety, her gut improved. She now is able to have an amazing relationship with her in-laws, with her stepmother. She forgave her, and life became very beautiful. And she started, in fact, pulling her legs of husband and daughter. She became so bubbly, and both of them were saying her, it seems we were expecting some kind of a transformation, but this transformation way too much. That's what they were saying her. And she really felt very happy. She started writing also. She started sharing stories to me. I told her like put it as a blog or a PDF and start circulating in the social platform as well. So what we have to understand from this case is like, see, healing is not about it's not about just keeping quiet so that you don't hurt anybody, but in turn sometimes we hurt ourselves unknowingly by keeping quiet. So healing is all about expressing yourself. And the body, any physical condition, any medical condition, the body is trying to speak something which your heart is holding back. Okay, and the heart cannot talk like in a verbal form, rather it gives something like in the body language. And she actually was in need of some space, she wanted to be heard. And that's the reason nothing was detected with the machines. And what a story reminds us is, what we suppress, the body will express, no matter what. Whether you're happy, your body will express that happiness. Whether you're sad, again it is going to express it. What we have to understand is, what we express, the body will release it. So we should be in a position like what we are holding and what we are expressing and what we are releasing, we should have that kind of a clarity, for which um, the person has to get in touch with a professional so that they are able to heal themselves. And I would like to share her feedback. These are all the few WhatsApp updates she used to give. I have circled the three things. The first thing is like, first time ever she was able to walk. Back then she wasn't even able to stand for 15 minutes continuously, but now she was able to walk for 2 hours almost every day. And one day she sent me a very long message, and the final line really made me emotional. She said like, I am grateful to all of the amazing people met in my life as my mother, and you are one among them. That really made me emotional. Even now my voice is cracking. And the final message was, yesterday spent mostly 10 hours outside, but I felt nothing. Even my voice, my inner voice was saying, you might faint. I was saying consciously like, no, nothing. Now don't create any scene, just enjoy. So 10 hours she spent outside without any symptom was the achievement. And only these kind of feedbacks makes us as a coach want to do more. Like Pepsi thinks that dil mange more. So you need more and more of such upliftment, and we need more of opportunities to, really transform people's life. So this is what I actually wanted to share with you all. Thank you so much for patiently listening.
That was a great story and really very good explanation. I think we can learn so much, so many things from you, Revati. Thank you very much. Really great hearing,
Thank you.
yeah, hearing
Thank you,
about this.
Smita. Thank you. Thank you. So, any questions, coaches? Yes, Amodi.
Ma'am, which magnesium supplement you used? Like,
Somebody I never use supplements as such. I always go with food. So I made her take more of like seeds. So that was the only thing I was doing it. I made sure that she has got the right environment to absorb. So for magnesium absorption also you need a right kind of acidic environment, and you need vitamin C in support. Vitamin D is also primary in terms of absorbing the magnesium. So all these things were taken care of, and eventually, yes, she was able to make it better.
oh, so you didn't use any magnesium supplement, like only in the form of seeds you are given.
Yes.
Like
See, it's
pumpkin
all about placebo effect, Sambodhi. Once you gain the trust, they will listen to whatever you say. Okay. So I said like it's more of bioavailable. All these things are very good. It
Yes.
really works.
Yeah,
So-
Revati, I agree this. I agree this. I also experienced this from my clients. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I didn't use any supplement as such. Any other questions? No questions?
Hi, ma'am. Kavita here.
Hi, Kavita.
Hi. Could you explain more about this inner child healing part, ma'am?
Okay, so inner child healing, how I practice, I will just share it with you. So there is a video which I used to share it with my clients. So basically the video goes like this, where you will be sitting, eyes closed, and there will be a guided meditation kind of thing, where the person will say you now place your inner child, place your 5-year-old in the opposite side. Okay, so basically it's like you sitting and your inner child sitting in the opposite direction, and then they will start narrating how things were in your childhood and all those things. And it basically explains you, unknowingly we keep judging ourselves. It is not ourself but our inner child. Okay, like as I said, say for example, I now being at 40, and I can easily judge my 20-year-old experience. Like I will say like how stupid I was 20 years back. People were talking like this to me, but I couldn't give them a back an answer. So similarly, if we keep traveling towards the 5-year-old, we have so much of memories, because that time only we start evolving consciously, and what say uh, we get programmed or we get conditioned that time, right? So unknowingly we will be perceiving that I am a victim, or I develop a self pity on me. There are so many things that will happen during your childhood. So the inner child healing helps you understand. Now how it will go is that, okay, now the 40-year-old will go hand hold the 5-year-old and say like, okay, don't worry, I am there for you now. Okay, it's a process. Probably I can share the link. You can just listen to it, then you will be able to understand it better.
Sure, ma'am. Yeah. Fine.
Okay, so Nisha, what's your question? Yeah, 1 minute. Okay, see, journaling, it's not basically writing about everything, whatever happened in their life, but they come up with certain incidents, right? Like, for example, she wasn't allowed to go see her aunt for the last time, or she couldn't digest the what's it demise of her mother. So there are particular incidents where they feel like they never had a say or they never been heard, and they will be waiting for that moment, that opportunity. And once they get that opportunity and they went out, the healing begins. The whatever the block they've been holding, that will definitely start clearing out. So it is not about the entire life journey they have to write. We have to be very specific, like what exactly, where they are caught, where they are stuck, and we have to make them right. So journaling, basically what happens is, you will ask them to narrate the entire incidents, and if they've been given a second chance to talk or to express how did they feel while they were in the situation, they have to put that those feelings on the paper. And as I said, the brain cannot differentiate between the reality and imagination. So once it is done, the brain thinks, okay, finally I've expressed everything. Nothing is inside me now. So that's how it works, journaling. I can hear from other coaches as well. Yes. Yeah. Who is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kavita here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
ma'am. Yeah, mama, like I learned it like journaling is mostly like unposted letter and to a person as a second considering second chance. Yesterday had a talk with my friend who's doing the same healing similar healing sessions. Something she's doing. And when she was asking like journaling, what type of journaling you're doing it? I said unposted letter, and it is specific to the incident or what made them, how it has transformed or to the or her to the trauma. So like that, and she was saying why she was explaining the different journaling like scripting and all. So what is that? I'm not aware of it. Is it related to the same unposted letters or different? I don't know whether if I'm deviating from the topic. I'm so sorry.
No, no, no. See, journaling, everyone have their own style of doing journaling. Okay. So how do? I give that as an example to my client, because only I know whatever I have done, I have experienced, I'll be able to guide them. Okay. So the way I do the journaling is that whatever I've explained now. So I go back and relive that moment, and I will write like how did I feel, and now I'm releasing it. This is one way of doing it. Okay. See, the journaling itself is like, you should know the purpose of doing it, why you want to do. Because see, many a times clients say like, why you want me to go revisit that incident which I want to forget. See, that will be the first question coming up from the client. They will say, I don't want to go back, I don't want to revisit, I don't want to rethink about that situation or that incident, because that's where I really got hurt. That's how they say. Okay. So now we have to explain them why we have to go back and do some workout over there. Why? Because from there you picked up certain conditioning, certain beliefs, and you are holding it unknowingly.
Yes.
Right. So you have to first of all let go of those things. You have to forgive. It is not about approving the other's action, but rather someone did wrong to you. But thinking about that, your body is going into a toss.
Okay.
Okay. What way it is serving you by holding so many things? Whenever you are going to think about the situation, you are narrating it as if it has happened only yesterday. Means what? The background conditioning is so strong, or it is like the brain is under an impression. Okay, my master is going through the same thing again and again and again. And there is so much of rush of stress hormones, and our heartbeat goes up, we sense the palpitation, we have that shallow breathing, whatnot, and we stop the functioning of the digestive system, immune system, everything. So we get into the mode of flight or fight. Okay. So why we want you to go back to that? Because from there only we will be able to take you back, and you have to do some forgiveness. So just like that, you say do forgiveness, nobody will do. For me also, when I started, it was very difficult for me to do forgiveness. So, but you have to make them understand, and that is how the unposted letters work. And coming back, yes, unposted letters, there are many types, but I actually make sure that the purpose of unposted letter, and it is subjective. Every client will have a different need, so accordingly I will ask them to write. Some people are like really happy to write. Some people, they don't feel like writing, so accordingly we have to mix match certain things and make them right.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am, one more question. Like forgiving starts with herself, then with others, right, ma'am? So this is, yeah.
It's always happens with the self first thing,
Yes.
because yeah, actually we think that we are holding anger or disappointment or whatever the emotion, we think that we are holding against the other person. But when you go deeper, you will understand that it is not about the other person, but it is me who didn't stand up for myself. No, that anger is there. How did I allow that person to treat me that way? Or how did I allow that person to talk me that way? Why I was like, I couldn't stand up for myself. That anger, instead of understanding that it is over me, we think that we are holding against someone, but it is actually paradox. It is actually against us.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Very clear.
Thank you, Kavita, for the question. So, coaches, any inputs from your end, or would you like to answer Kavita's question of journaling? I would also love to hear from you.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can I ask one more question?
Yes, Rishila, please.
Ma'am, in case if the person do not feel, as you already mentioned, if the person do not feel comfortable to write or the memories are so haunting, and just in case the memories are so ancient or so old that the person exactly do not know how to recollect the particular or the all set of incidences, and the person wanted to share to somebody who is close at his or her heart. So, it can substitute the thing of journaling, or journaling is itself has no substitute?
Okay, see, first thing, question number one, whatever they have in their memories only, they will actually narrate to us. Okay, they will not randomly pick up incidents. Those incidents which really hurt them, they will definitely remember it. Probably they are giving some kind of escapism excuses, that they are saying like, I don't remember it much. I have given up on things. Now I am not holding anything against them. That cannot happen. If they are holding nothing against anyone, why there is a medical condition at the first place? See, there is some imbalances which has affected their metabolism, and they have come to us for some help. If nothing is there for us, I mean, there is no role to play for us. So if they say like, I don't remember anything, that itself is a I cannot that I feel like it is a fake statement. That is one. And coming to the second question, if they are not comfortable writing, I sometimes say them, okay, go talk to a plant, or go stand in front of a mirror and look into the mirror and talk to yourself, or you sit with yourself, say something to yourself. See, this is what I went through. Nobody listened to me. Now I really want to express this, what has happened. No, they can talk to themselves as well. Okay. But the one thing what we have to make sure is, we have to say that when you're talking to yourself, it is not, you're not talking to your own self, but you are actually talking to the higher self. Right? See, we are physical body, but there is a life energy within us. We don't know where is that life inside our body. We detect it just with the heartbeat, right? But we don't know exactly where the life energy is. So there is something within our body that escapes once a person is dead. I mean, we declare them dead once that life energy is out of the body, right? Means what? We are not our body alone. We have a life energy. So that energy will listen to you. So you're going to say something to yourself, and that energy will listen to you, and that energy will guide you. That kind of a explanation we can give it to client, and they will be able to understand. So to make that happen, we should have that kind of a conviction that yes, this is what it is, and I believe it completely. I've been putting it into practice for some time, and it is very easy for you to convince people once you are completely convinced. When you don't have any kind of doubt, it's easy for you to convince people.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So any other questions? So, sir, can I hear from you? Is it possible for you to talk? You said you might be traveling. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, you shared this as a micro case presentation, right? I mean, how do you think?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Not this one, sir. The other case, I guess. The micro case was another case.
No. Audio you shared.
Audio, yes, yes. Audio, I shared this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing that, I mean, like you are able to share such kind of cases. Okay. And I mean, this gives the confidence to rest of the coaches also, that holistic nutrition is not about calories and balancing their diet or giving them exotic foods, but you can be an actual clinical general practitioner. Okay. See, the more you read or the more you go through the classes, there are so many things that you can pick up. So that's where this 9 a.m., 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. classes are really helping newcomers. I wish more and more people, even seniors, if they join and listen to this revision classes and the kind of questions they are asking. And most of the times I am attending these classes, and whatever questions that you have, I am trying to answer to my best of ability. Hope that helps. It adds value, because when you listen to the class for the first time in 2020 or 2021, and now you are listening to the class again in 2025, there is a lot of shift in you. Okay. Experience makes you like, okay, now I have mastered this to a certain extent. And can I apply it in different scenarios? Can I take this case or not? So had I asked you to take this case in 2021 January, when you joined in December, okay, you might have probably thought that, okay, this is a case of psychiatry and psychology. So I am a dietitian, I cannot. But now you are confident and you are handling so many cases of such kind. So this is what continuous learning makes you into a proper holistic coach. Okay. That is the reason why now the doctors wanted to work with you, collaborate with you, and you are landing up with so many exciting projects and all. So the more you are learning, so the more scrap and dust and cabbages that you get rid of from your mind. So the mind will be more clear. And someone was asking about like, how do we do this inner child, this thing? Okay. So it is quite clear. See, the inner child, I mean, I have not clearly mentioned stating the name that inner child healing. But when you look at this time regression or age regression, when you go back, or if you look at advanced HNTP, balancing of perceptions. So you take each and every event and try to apply that balancing of perceptions exercise. So that itself is like inner child healing. So you don't have to give fancy names. See, the concept is important. What exactly? The concept is very simple. We accumulate so many experiences in our life, and these experiences become memories. These memories drive our subconscious behavior, and this subconscious behavior is what is driving your metabolism. Okay. So if you start changing or rewriting those experiences, I mean, giving a new perspective to those experiences, everything in the chain of command, okay, changes. The experiences changes and your perception of it changes. It changes your memory patterns. And once the memory changes, the subconscious mind, the way it works changes. And the moment the subconscious mind changes and the metabolism changes. So suddenly, the hormones and the glands and all of them, they become active. And what do you say? The whole biochemistry of yours changes. See, that's what Bruce Lipton says in his book, right? The moment you change your perception is the moment your biochemistry, body's biochemistry changes. So most of us are stuck in this, the so-called diagnosis by authoritative figures. By authoritative figures, I mean the doctors, the books, the textbooks, the guidelines, and all these things. See, what hurts me the most is people sitting in America who don't know how to make an idli or a dosa are giving guidelines for people in India to follow for diabetes. That is utter nonsense. Okay. How can they say that, okay, if you're a diabetic, you're supposed to eat only this? And they don't even know how an idli looks like. They don't even know how a coconut chutney or a groundnut chutney tastes like, and what is there in it, and how do we savor them. And they don't even know what a sambar or a rasam is. Okay. So we are supposed to giving guidelines for our own people. But when you say that American Dietetic Association, these guidelines, DASH diet, nonsense diet, and there are so many diets, right? And you cannot have a blanket diet plan for population across the world. I keep telling you this. You go 200 kilometers in any direction from where you are. The culture changes, the people change, their bodily features change, the climate changes, and the availability of foods change. So you will not see any other person. Everything has to be customized. For customization, you need to know a person's body's metabolism. To know that metabolism, what is controlling the metabolism? The subconscious mind. And 98% of your life is controlled by your subconscious mind. And what is there in your subconscious mind? What is running your subconscious mind? Your deep-rooted memories. And what kind of memories? See, there is nothing like forgetfulness. There is no scientific evidence for forgetfulness. Okay? Human beings has the capability to remember each and every incident ever happened in their life. But only thing is, only those experiences which are emotionally charged, we tend to remember them. So I kept on saying this joke repeatedly in my classes, that when was the last time you were happy? And you would say that, okay, back in 1992, when I was like 6 years old or something like that. But if I ask you, when was you were having tough time? Yesterday, just now, 1 hour back. So we kind of tend to addicted to pain. Okay, it is like wired into our system, because we are dominated not by our endocrine system, which is nurturing in nature, but our central nervous system, which is protective in nature. We always look for danger. We don't want to get into trouble. So that is the reason why I created this class called Fearful Fathers and Marvelous Mothers. Right? So if we are able to control this central nervous system and especially autonomic nervous system, and tone down your sympathetic drive and increase your parasympathetic drive. That means parasympathetic drive is relaxation response. Sympathetic drive is stress response. So most of us are like always our buttons pushed for emergency, for this thing. That's where people end up having these panic attacks. If you look at US, right, more than 60%, 60% plus of the population are on Xanax. So that means like anti-anxiety drugs or SSRIs, right? Selective serotonin receptor inhibitors. They are called SSRIs. Either on them or anxiolytics. So Xanax is like your alprazolam and all these things. Okay. So why? Because US as a nation is a paranoid country. Okay, that's why they have this gun culture. Everyone in the country have a gun in their home. Okay. and everyone has got this prescription and anxiolytic drugs. One of the most paranoid country. Yeah. So, but fortunately for us, we don't live in such conditions, and we can stay more and more in relaxed state. That's why yoga, meditation, and all these things are like being practiced extensively in India, but marketed very weirdly in West. Okay, now you have beer yoga, hot yoga, nonsense yoga. There are so many other things. Nobody knows about Ashtanga yoga. But well done, good case presentation.
Thank you so much, sir. In fact, the client at the end of the session, after the 6 months of extension, I mean, six sessions of extension, she said, ma'am, actually, when I joined you, I felt okay. None of the neurologists, the top neurologists in USA, basically, they themselves couldn't diagnose what is happening through me. What exactly a nutritionist can do in this regard? That's the mentality I came to you. That's what she told at the end of the session. Thank God she expressed that at the end of the session. And then she said, like, now I understand how important it is to be emotionally balanced. And physical thing is just just an expression, but it's all about the emotions and the energies what we express. That more matters more. And now she's very happy, enjoying her outings and going out on her own. So that was her game changer in the year 2025. So is there anything else? Any other questions? If not, we can end the session. Coaches? So Malleshwari, you want to say something? Okay, so we will be having case presentation once or twice a week. So I will get back to you regarding that. And we really welcome a lot of case presentations coming up. And please get in touch with any of the senior coaches or with me as well. And we will now kickstart our case presentations back. Okay. Right. Thank you so much, coaches. So, sir, this recording is in the cloud. Please post it in the YouTube and share the links once it is done, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining, and thank you so much, coaches, for joining. Bye bye. Take
Thank
care.
you very much, Revati. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.